what's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get a deal that way. So,
Dear Dr.
Okay, so people are tripping on how they feel Donald Trump's response was with this whole Zelensky meeting. Now, before we even get into the details of it, so far, on what we've heard and what we've seen just now, he's essentially saying, listen, this guy Zelensky, while I'm sure he in his own mind feels that he has right to hate Putin as much as he does, the reality is, all you got to do is just look at a map or a globe of Ukraine next to Russia, and that should give you all the idea you need as to the futility of his position. Not to mention that it's a nuclear power, right? I believe they've showed, Russia has showed a tremendous amount of reservation in respect to what they could have done or what they could be doing as far as weaponry and just the killing of human beings and people. And it's what Trump is saying here and now. We're kind of coming in the middle of this. This whole thing is about an hour, so we're just coming in and summing it up. But the reality is, he's trying to make a deal and get this whole thing over. No one in the world wants to see it. I don't want to see it. I'm sure most, if not all of you, don't want to see it. And when you make a deal, there's give and take. And apparently, this cat Zelensky doesn't seem to want to understand that, and he believes that Trump, apparently as a pawn in whatever chessboard that Zelensky's on or feels that he's running, that Trump, and against what's in the interest of the United States and its people, and what's against really the health and safety of the globe, Trump shouldn't listen to that. He should just do whatever Zelensky and his puppet masters are saying. So salute to Trump for not doing that.
one more question.
Hey, I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now the President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact line?
2015.
2014 and 2014.
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him. a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation. And we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire.
Okay. The language is a little bit tough, to be honest. It's hard to kind of see where he's going. And it's more obvious, given the language, that he's just kind of saying things for the sake of saying it. Is what I'm seeing here. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of substance to his argument thus far on Zelensky. But let's see where this is going.
Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
Listen, what do you want him to say about something that happened X, Y, Z amount of time ago? What do you want the man to say, really? This is already, I can see, not going good. In addition to the language somewhat being an issue, I can see why it's been all over social media that this whole thing's been a disaster. But let's see.
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count one.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of.
Yeah, this dude is tripping, man. He said, hold on. This dude, JD Benz, said, hold on, bro. Hold on. You at my house. We got cameras here. And you just gonna start talking reckless like this? Like, hold on. He had to sit up. He had to sit up and everything. Like, hold up, man. What's going on, bro? You over there. You gathering conscripts. You got forced drafts to try to have the manpower to even fight this futile war, and we trying to get you together, stop your country from being pillaged. And this is how you're gonna talk publicly?
Questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I first ditched big wireless and started.
God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
So hold on. He's now saying, "Oh, we got a big ocean between us. You don't feel it like how we feeling in Ukraine." Now, the last Don has stepped up and said, "Hold on, bro. Like now you're just you talking negative in addition to being disrespectful, and you talking down against our operation, which is to save our country and its economy and its people." And he's like, hold on. You got to slow down, man. You got to slow down. That's Donald. So let's see.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly
Remember
what
this.
you're
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influenced.
We're going to feel very good and very
You
strong.
will feel influenced.
Yeah. See, Trump, like me, like many others, when it comes to all that trying to project negativity onto and trying to project our future and say, oh, well, you're going to lose, you're going to be like this, you're going to be like that. We don't play those games here. We don't like that. Because if nothing else, one thing we have here in the American spirit that resides in any true American person who has blood, sweat, and tears invested in these lands, we don't play when it comes to resilience, when it comes to getting after it, when it comes to never giving up. You know what I'm saying? The grind, grit, optimism. Something people can learn from.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the
bad
very
position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a
Brown,
good position.
I
You don't
was-
have the cards right now. With us, you start
I'm
having
not playing
cards. But
cards.
right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
Yeah, you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
What do you think?
You-
Yeah, exactly, you clown. Dude said, oh, it's a president. Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. I mean, look, I don't know if any of you know this, but before Biden left, he pardoned his son and anyone who could potentially be connected in his family to any and all crimes against the United States. And for those of you who don't know, his son was over there playing in Ukraine with this cat right here and others doing God knows what. But I mean, I'll leave you to figure that out. If you need a pardon from the United States to absolve you, if you need a pardon from the President of the United States to absolve you, I'll let your imagination figure out what it is that the guy had going on. It doesn't matter to me what they say or what the details is, what's on his laptop, and this and that. I wasn't born yesterday, right? We know what this is about. We know what they were up to and what's been going on. And you're talking bringing NATO, all of these different things on Russia's doorstep, and for what? You know what I'm saying? This man's talking about you're gambling with World War III, you're doing this, you're doing that, and a lot of that is very true. Because those people over there in Russia, whether you like it or not, agree with it or not, doesn't matter. They are a nuclear power, and they are tired of Anglo-Western imperialism and arrogance.
You're gambling with
What is
World
the
War
amount?
III. And
Yeah.
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
I'm very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting, have
today.
you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for
What-
the United States
what
of
are you speaking
America
about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can.
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country's
Can I-
in big
can-
trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
I,
You have a damn
We-
good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful.
No, that, sir. No, you haven't been alone, broski. You've been far from alone. And had you really been alone, it would have been long since ago over if it ever even began, right? You know that, we know that. So let's get the verbiage together.
said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
allowed.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you through
I
this
said thank
stupid
you.
president $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your
military equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You
Oh,
invited
yeah.
if
me
you
to
didn't
some-
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
in 3
okay?
days, I heard it.
Hold on. You see, hold on, I gotta go ahead. Let me see how Trump pushed this guy real quick. He's like, hold on, bro, you get out of line. Let me give you just a gentle jab to remind
invited
If
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over. Our military.
What about
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
Yeah.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this
Yeah.
is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks,
Yeah.
of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing
sure.
to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of
except
times
that there-
thank you
except
to
that-
American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong.
For real. Like, I mean, who would believe that there's no disagreements between two presidents at war? Right? I mean, are we children here, people? Like, you need someone to, for the people who are out there, oh, Trump is working with Putin, and he's a Putin sympathizer, he's back Ukraine, and blah, 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 blah. To what end? $350 billion? You know what I'm saying? Those talking heads aren't paying it. the everyday man, American man and woman like you, me, we're the ones who paying it. And I don't know about you, but I got enough going on to where I'm not worried about putting any more money behind that. To what end? For what? What's the nobility of this cause? What are we fighting for? What are they fighting for? What are we financing? Nothing. Nothing at all.
We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on
I
over
understand,
there.
sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there.
I'm-
Your people are
I can
dying.
tell you
You're
again,
running
I
low on
know-
soldiers.
Don't,
Listen,
don't, please,
you're running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I wanted this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a
But I
ceasefire.
said to you,
I want a
with
ceasefire
guarantees.
because
Right. So, and I'm grateful also, President Trump on this, letting this go on like this, because, folks, this is an embarrassment. I mean, this guy here, Zelensky, is like a petulant child. Honestly, just like, you know, the guy at the playground who, you know, maybe if you're playing baseball and he's the one who has all of the bases are his, the bat is his and the ball is his, and he's saying that wasn't a strike, I want another chance, or I'm going home and I'm taking all of my stuff with me. So everybody's just like, oh man, you a lame. Go ahead, man. You know what I mean? If that's how you feel, go ahead, go ahead, take two more. Then you get struck out anyways. That's what this dude is.
you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
Doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what
That
what
wasn't
this
with me.
means. It
That was with
wasn't you.
a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your-
that
this
was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets.
Mm.
In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry,
It's going to
here.
be a tough deal to make,
Um,
because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks?
How can you break a ceasefire that's not even there? Like, I mean, some of these journalists, man, are just weirdos, to be honest with you. But hey, look, listen, so far so good. I like where this is going. I like Trump highlighting the fact of the attitude, right? And I think that this is a great lesson to learn for not only with this whole scenario here, but just life in general. Like, look how much has been done for this guy, honestly. In the 350 billion, I wouldn't doubt if it's at least double that, at a minimum double that, to be honest. But it's just not good for the public to hear that. So I wouldn't doubt if, you know, Trump sat with his team and was able to kind of do a little something with those numbers, because the reality of how bad we've all been being robbed is atrocious. Because there's got to be something driving him to let this whole fiasco play out like this. And I'm telling you, folks, while this is all fun and games, and it's nice to see this guy crash and burn like this to some extent, because, you know, you got a guy like Trump essentially as his guiding head or hand, it's kind of creepy that these are the people that are making decisions that can impact us all on issues like nuclear war. This guy and Biden coming together, making decisions.
That he's a conversation right
What are
now,
you
but
saying?
what
Right.
if
Asking,
Russia-
what if
what
Russia
Putin
breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
Right.
Okay?
Right.
What if they broke it? I don't
Right.
know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama.
Right.
They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam.
Mm.
And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom.
Laptop.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia.
Yo, no,
51 agents. The whole thing was a
okay.
scam. And he
That
had to
makes
put up
sense.
with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out.
And you'll lose.
But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing.
No.
All right. I think we've seen enough. What do you think, huh? This is going to be great television. I will say that. All right.
Yeah. Salute to one Donald J. Trump on that. A lot of us, I guess, are going to eat off of this content. But look, listen, folks. You saw it for yourselves. And this is just a trailer of the fiasco that goes on behind the scenes of many of these decision makers, let's say, for lack of a better word. I like what I saw from Vance and Trump. You know, are they angels? Are they going to do things that you disagree with, that I disagree with? I'm sure they are. But on this particular issue, they're dead on. We don't need World War III. This is a trivial issue in the grand scheme of things. I mean, work it out. You know what I'm saying? To be at the point where we are now is just ridiculous. And it needs to be worked out. And he's 100% right on that.